Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rob and today is the day we finally make some more power with the GR86. Stay tuned. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be tuning the car. And Ecutek just released I think it's their race ROM, their race file, literally 2 days ago. Today's January 14th, and I think they released it Thursday. So 2-3 days. I reached out to my tuner Stu. He confirmed, I believe he just downloaded the latest software and said, yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna be doing a pump gas map and a E85 map. The car's on pump gas, so we're gonna take some of these gas cans and go fill up E85. All right, well, now that we got some gas and I got it strapped in there, we're gonna go get this thing tuned. Hopefully it doesn't leak and it doesn't smell, because we got an hour drive. So we finally made it, met up with Stu. First of all, we made sure that my ECU was going to accept the Ecutek because it's so new. And it did, it worked out really well. So Stu started working his magic on, modifying some of the tables, and then we headed to the dyno. We're here at the dyno and we just put the flashes back to stock. We're gonna see what the stock numbers do, and then Stu's gonna load up just kind of like a map we've been working on to see the difference.
It's a 5,000-pound wheel.
Yeah, that's why.
You spin this, you're getting good numbers.
This is the second pull, still stock file.
Alright, time to put it up.
It's like 30 more than the first gen.
I like that.
On the stock MAF scaling and on the stock MAF in intake, it's running a little bit lean through the mid-range. So the first thing we're doing is essentially scaling the MAF sensor. We're scaling the MAF voltage in the ECU so it calculates airflow correctly. That not only gives you proper fueling, but that also helps it calculate load, as load is a number that is calculated through air mass. And load is then used for ignition targets, fueling targets, ABCS targets, and all that kind of stuff. So calculating load correctly is also very important on top of having fueling correctly. So it's a little bit off, it's a tad lean, so we're going to throw a little bit more air mass and a big chunk in the voltage range. And I have the ignition turned down on the base map right now, so it might not make a ton on the base map, but I want to get the fueling perfect before we throw as much at it as we possibly can.
go, baby. 213.
Wait, what?
So this is going to be the final pull on pump gas. We're not really making any more. We're right around that 217 horsepower. So what are your thoughts so far?
I was hoping we could make a couple more with it, but the factory tune seems pretty aggressive compared to the first gen. It runs a decent chunk of timing compared to the first gen. We were able to throw a little bit more timing at it, but honestly, most of the power came from ABCS changes. A lot of both intake and exhaust cam ABCS changes. You know, better fuel map, more consistent fueling. I would have liked to have been able to throw a little bit more ignition at it up top and keep the power going a little bit longer, but you know, it is what it is. We'll see what it does on ethanol. Hopefully we can keep the power going a little longer up in the higher RPMs with ethanol with all the extra timing, but we'll see. I just threw a couple extra degrees at it to start. Running a slightly leaner mixture. We'll see what it makes, and battery's low. See what it makes, and just go from there. If we can pick up another 12-15 horsepower, I'll be pretty happy.
Dips down right there and then pulls back and then picks back up a little bit, whereas you're, you know,
It's a little more. I mean, it's still, you can see it's keeping the same trends for the most part, but yeah, it's about 21, 22 wheel through most of this section. Yeah, so we picked up, you know, like 16, 17 wheel. Almost 20 wheel torque, not quite. Through this range, it's about 22 for the most part in this section. We believe that the ethanol that we used was not the best of quality. It doesn't smell right, and it doesn't smell right in the can or coming out of the exhaust. It pretty much smells like straight pump gas. So we believe that was holding it back a bit because it did not take nearly as much ignition timing as we expected it to. So we'll probably have to run it again with some fresh ethanol at some point and see if it makes a few more.
Alright, so we have multiple maps now. So I'm on map 3. We can go to 4, go down to 2 for like pump gas. You know, with the extra settings. So I'm just gonna keep it on 3. I have it set for, you know, 1 is just your 93 pump gas. 2 is 93 with the, you know, no lift shifts, the auto blips, stuff like that. And then 3 is E85, and then 4 is E85 plus, you know, all the extra cool stuff. So I like it. So far, so good. And with that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we're gonna see the improvements on the track with the tune. Now there's still some improvements that need to happen. So I'm probably gonna get an intake for the car. I'm going to test the E85 and then we're gonna head back to the dyno and then finish up the tuning. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.